Welcome to ECNTRADE Daily Video. Before we begin, it should be noted that any advice is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration. Hello everyone, my name is Rob Clayton and thank you for joining me. The Australian dollar bears came in more significant numbers in the American session after a more of a hawkish tilt from the US Federal Reserve indicated that we may see higher interest rates by next year, or more to the point, with 2 increases by 2023, as the central bank revised higher its inflation and economic growth forecasts. This ignited the US dollar to a high of 91.44. With the Australian dollar plummeting, we've now seen a low of 75.96 and put the technical aspect slightly oversold. Nevertheless, my downside extension was around 75, 80, 90, and as you can see that we pretty much reached there after the low, as I mentioned, at 96. Therefore, in the short term, I'm going to sit out just for the next 24 hours. However, what is in favour of the bears is the ADX, and therefore a challenge of 75, 80 and a break would see a further extension down towards 75, 25, 35. Looking at the euro dollar, well, as you know, as I mentioned, the US dollar, which measures the greenback strength against a basket of 6 major currencies, and the euro weighted at 57.6, has reached its target after plummeting overnight to a low of 119.72 this morning, reaching its objective of 119.8090. Now, the alerts to the risks that inflation may continue to increase, the Federal Reserve on Wednesday said it might take its view that raising rates earlier than it had previously expected, penciling in 2 rate hikes, as I mentioned, to 2023. Also this Thursday, we have market participants will be looking to US Treasury Janet Yellen as she testifies before a House panel on the federal budget. Looking at the technical aspect, I feel that the market at this point, due to the target reached at 119.90, 80.90, is that I've extended the view further to the region of 118.60 to 119.30. Now, the reason behind that is I feel that from the technical aspect of the US dollar index, it still has another at least 150 points upside. That would see the target of 93 for the dollar index and roughly the low 119s for the euro. Well, you can see here the dollar yen has now reached its top side around 110.65 and now looking towards the region of 111. With the market, like gold, safe haven is getting pretty much limited in terms of fact is that the interest is starting to somewhat subside and therefore has seen a little bit of weaker yen and weaker gold. Now looking at the technical aspect for dollar yen, I am looking for a rise to 111.0525 and reassess from there, but we are oversold. But what is supporting this move up, of course, with the US dollar strengthening, is that the ADX is also supporting the climb as well after the overnight candle that's quite strong. The sterling aspect, the market plummeted and crushed the level of 140.1525, which was the call, and now has put a little bit of a bearish target on the radar at 138.70. Reason behind that is that the MACD is relatively strong, and with that the ADX is also pointing to a further slide, and therefore could see the pound in a little bit more trouble as the bulls take the exit door. Nevertheless, the target is there, and after the third outside range day does strengthen the bearish case. To some surprise, the sterling yen is trading sideways, as with the sterling plummeting and the weakness of the yen has put 2 sides of the coin in a sideward play here. And therefore, I believe that if the pound does continue its slide and eventually the limited upside around 111 for dollar yen should see the market eventually take the challenge lower to 153 and somewhere around 50.55 and reassess from there. Well, with the dollar strengthening, you can see that the extension to the bear call to 1,818 to 22 was reached. Now, I am sitting neutral now due to the fact is that we are oversold. However, With little merit to this call, I do believe that we could be reaching somewhere down towards 1,760.80. But as I mentioned, the call is very weak and we could see a little bit more whipsaw price action here. But due to the ADX still pretty much low and strong, could see this market eventually slide lower. Wrapping up with oil, well, the market retreated close to that $73 mark, but not quite out of its reach for a re-challenge. I would say that the market has potentially, due to the RSI only just backing away from the overbought condition, has put the bulls in a better position to take the market back towards that top side and look at the challenge to $73.55-65 a barrel and reassess from there. Well, that wraps it for today. Thank you very much for joining me. And as always, look out for the intraday report. I hope you enjoy the rest of the day.